If you have not seen Alex Hormozi's new video, you need to watch it because I'm going to tell you it is coming for your neck and it is really attacking the AI hype that we are seeing everywhere right now. Alex is really talking about how AI can increase your leverage, but most businesses do not even know what's broken in their business to begin with. And they are using AI to grow parts of their business that don't even move the needle at all. Many times, especially if it's a small business or you're a creator or whatever, it is you. You are the constraint, but if you watch to the end, you will learn how to find the constraint in your business and also how to get in the leverage that Alex is talking about with or without AI. So let's dive in. The reason I care about this is I work in Fortune 500 supply chains. I have worked in that my entire life as a working adult. Supply chains are very messy, right? We're talking like trucking, warehousing, manufacturing. It is not pretty, it's not sexy, and it has really been the way that I have learned how to be in very high stress situations, critical situations, and truly respond quickly to problems and figuring out where can we optimize, what can we do to actually help this improve ASAP. Because companies will just throw money, right? These corporations, they are going to spend millions of dollars on new software, new technology, AI, that may or may not give them ROI. And we're seeing it all over that there are all these companies that are like, I'm not getting any ROI with AI. Why? Because of what Alex said, right? Like they are not finding that constraint and actually utilizing AI to attack it. They are having it do all these other things, or they're giving no guidelines whatsoever. And I don't want that to be you, especially if you're a small business. We do not have the time, energy, or money to put towards that. Like every second that we are spending, we should be spending it towards the things that are actually going to grow our business. And like Alex said, the only way to do that is to actually find what is that constraint, what is that bottleneck in your business that is holding things up, and that will, if you fix it, add the most value and add the most impact into your revenue and into your business. The first thing is that you have to actually ask the right questions. And for a lot of people, this is hard because not everybody is good at asking questions. Not everybody is an interviewer. And when you don't know the right questions to ask, well, you will never find the solution that you need. So when I say ask the right questions, I mean digging deeper. And this is going to get a little uncomfortable because many times we ask the questions on the surface, somebody tells us an answer, and that's it. There is a technique that we love to use called the 5 whys. And when you ask why 5 times about an issue, it is literally going to get you a lot closer to the answer. And I want to give a funny example. One of the companies I worked for, I tripped in the parking lot during a fire drill, and I actually had to do 5 whys. And that was like the most ridiculous example of it. But even so, it actually did teach me, I need to be more careful. But in your business, once you start asking, hey, why are we even doing this process, right? Or how much time is this really taking you? Or why are you doing it in this particular way? Once you start really analyzing and dissecting those parts of it and even asking the questions like, hey, will our customer even mind if we change this? Will they even know about it? Will this really have an impact? All of these questions, once you start doing it, will really help you to start finding that bottleneck. Most of the times that constraint is an elephant in the room in some way. And one of the best places to start is really where it's the most painful in your business. Like, where are you leaking the most money? Where are you seeing this point? It is just slowed down. It is just not working. It is just held up. And that is usually where you need to start. And let me say, when you ask questions, ask people on your team, ask people who know you and know how you work or who've worked with you, and get that feedback, because a lot of times it's going to reveal that bottleneck. Now, I want to also say it's not the only thing you need to do. And that's why I'm going to go ahead and jump to step 2, because you should trust what people say, but verify. And that is where data comes in. Like, you want to look at like, how much time is it spending you to do this? How many people are involved? Do we need all these people? Is this process and the way that we are even doing this in general the best way to do it? And if not, how can we improve it? And one of the best ways to really figure out where a task lies is looking at value add versus non-value add. And when I say this, a lot of people kind of get confused because like you may be thinking about how you value it, but you need to be thinking from the customer's perspective. If this is something that the customer actually cares about, like they're actually going to be paying for and be okay paying for it, like, oh, this is actually looking really cool. The quality is amazing, right? Those are the things that if it's value add, you got to keep it. But if it's not value add and it doesn't make a big difference to them, it's got to go. You want to make sure that your low priority tasks are just not deprioritized until you fix the bigger problems. So that is a huge one, and it's where a lot of people get stuck because they start optimizing in the wrong direction. Just like Alex said, is a trap. And when I mentioned the theory of constraints, I also want to highlight that one of the big things that it talks about is exploiting the constraint. And I really love this because it really is about using what you already have. What resources can we throw at it? It's a process. Can we get the best person at that process to do it? and see how much time we could get saved, see how much we gain from it, right? There's so many things that you can do without getting any additional tool, using AI, whatever it may be, and get so much more results from it. So I want to tell you guys a personal story because this may give you a little bit more of this in action. So when I worked at a company, we had somebody who was an engineer, brilliant, but was really trying to implement technology. Now, mind you, when he launched this project, he got all the approvals, everybody, all the directors, everybody was super gung-ho about it. And I told him this. I was like, I don't really see how this is going to work. He implemented this technology, but really there were no processes. This was great technology. It would work in the greatest environment, except for the fact that nobody was following the process, and even the people that were following the process were not doing it right. And the process itself probably needed some remedying. So it's a lot of times that we want to do things that are so innovative and so cool when we could have just fixed work instructions, right? We could have just retrained people and gotten so much out of it. And the reason I say this is there are so many times where you're going to see that shiny object, just like Alex said, right? Like AI is that shiny object right now. And you're going to be tempted to just go do it, go do this. But it's so important to look at what you already have at your disposal. There are probably people on your team that are talented that could step up. There are things that you can be doing to restructure your processes, document them differently, and ask those questions so that you can start culling out the things that don't matter. And if you really do want to do this, you need to look at what you already have at your disposal. There's so many tools online with how to build SLPs, documenting your work instructions, looking at the workflows that you have and assessing, are they really doing what they need to do? The next thing is to actually do something about it, right? A very famous training that my old company did that was about poopers, scoopers, and pointers. So again, a pooper is the one that obviously causes the problem. The scoopers are the ones that goes and fixes the problem. And the pointers are the ones that notice a problem but do nothing about it or tell somebody else about it. Now again, you can tell me about it, but at least get the problem fixed. Don't just be a pointer and watch your business not grow the way that it should because you don't want to put in a little bit of extra work, right? And not just rely on AI for everything. So when Hormozi says to find what the real constraint is, this is what he's talking about, because a lot of people are over optimizing for things that don't move the needle. But most people can't sit in the uncomfortable part of figuring out what that is. They don't want to look at their business honestly. But when you focus on these things, you will save so much time, so much money, and so much energy that you would not have had to expend had you done it in the first place. And I want to also clarify that I'm not anti-AI, but I know AI is not going to save you from a bad diagnosis. There's a reason why I only do audits for builds, because there's so many people that don't really understand that their process is broken. Like, I wouldn't recommend something to you just to sell it. Some people may, but I am not going to give you something that you don't really need. I see waste every day. And that is what I'm paid to fix. So I really just hope that this video has given you a little bit more clarity on how to find a constraint in a business, and also how to really employ what Alex said in this video in your own business this year. And if you're still like, Mary, what do I do if I really want to find my bottleneck? I have a link in the description, and I also posted in the comments of my bottleneck playbook, and it's just a couple of questions that kind of goes through your business and helps you to figure out where the bottleneck is and what to do next. So with that, guys, I really appreciate your attention, and until the next video, bye.